Mu Online, one of the original MMORPGs of all time. It's been over 2 decades since its launch, yet it's still alive and kicking to this day. But the big question is, should you jump in and play it now? Let's find out as I cover some of the pros and cons. For those of you who might not know, Mu Online is a classic MMORPG developed by Webzen and launched in 2001. Known for its grind-heavy gameplay and flashy gear, it's a game that many of us grew up with. Its nostalgic appeal keeps many players coming back, even after all these years. But does Mu Online still hold up to this day? In this video, I'll break it all down for you and help you decide if Mu Online is worth playing this year. Let's start with the current state of the game. Webzen is still actively supporting Mu Online with regular updates, new events, and server launches. In 2024, a new server had been launched, and in 2025, we're going to see the addition of new content like new class and expansion. Every year, a new season is released, and the global server will be up to Season 20 this year. However, the player base is a mixed bag. While there's still a dedicated community, many servers cater more to veterans than to newcomers. That's something to keep in mind if you're just starting out. The game's current population and activity levels seem active. It's hard to tell how many players there are active, as many players are online with multiple accounts. So the 3 oldest servers tend to be full, and the remaining servers have a healthy amount of users. The global Discord server is also a great indication of how many players are active. Mu Online's gameplay is still how you remember it. It revolves around leveling up through grinding and upgrading gear with jewels and the Chaos Machine. It's simple yet satisfying, especially for those who enjoy old school Mu Online mechanics. It still has epic PvP battle events. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to test the PvP side of the game. I'm not part of a guild that participates in PvP events, and I also don't have the equipment for going up against pro opponents. So, what are some pros of playing Mu Online, and why should you consider playing? Here are some key reasons. Nostalgia. It's a trip down memory lane for long-time fans. Levels 1 to 400 is exactly what you remember it to be. The items, the maps, and even the sounds. One of the main reasons the game had me hooked from the first day I tried it was the ability to make your gear shiny, and for me, the game had the best looking wings for characters than any other MMORPG game. Regular updates. It's great to see that Webzen continues to support the game with regular updates and events. Like I mentioned earlier, the game receives new seasons each year that includes new classes, new maps, and new items. Community. Guilds and player interactions are still a big part of the experience. You'll find the in-game chat to mainly be players selling items in gens, but you can still find every now and then people have conversation on these posts. Mainly players use Discord, such as the global channel, to communicate with players, and guilds normally start up private channels for their members. There are also Facebook and WhatsApp groups where people communicate, as the in-game chat system is outdated and not very user-friendly. Mu Helper. This in-game bot that was introduced by Webzen has been a huge reason why I still play this game. Having kids and a full-time job, I really find it hard to play any type of games these days. But this Mu Helper allows me to be able to set up my characters and AFK throughout the day and while I sleep. This means I don't have to spend 6 hours in front of the screen to progress in the game as I would any other MMORPG game, and allows for casual play or hardcore grinding. This leads me to the cons. Here are some downsides to consider. Heavy reliance on grinding. The game demands a lot of time and patience, which may feel a little outdated. If you're playing free-to-play, to be able to level your character, you essentially need to leave your computer running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, which can be quite demanding for your computer, and you may lead to an increase in your electricity bill. If you decide to buy a gold channel ticket or purchase any seals, you have no choice but to leave your computer running because the timer of the seals are still going down even if you're not online. Pay to win. The in-game store gives paying players a significant advantage, especially in PvP. PvP heavily relies on the gear you have, so if you have the cash to buy pro items and purchase in-game shop damage scrolls, you'll likely have a strong PvP character. As for the PvE or PvM, if you don't have the patience to level, you'll likely be spending big dollars in the in-game shop. Personally, I think level 1 to 400 is achievable free to play, 400 to 800 will take a lot longer but still achievable. Level 800 plus would be very difficult free to play as it requires expensive gear and in-game shop seals. You could be looking at around $100 USD a month if you decide to purchase the XP packs provided in store. To play free to play at level 800 plus, you would need multiple accounts farming every day. But if you're anything like me, there is nothing worse than spending 30 minutes logging into 10 accounts just to find that 15 minutes later, they've all disconnected and you need to log in again. Outdated graphics. The graphics are a little outdated and many people have been complaining that the game should be able to be played in 60 FPS. Personally, I don't mind the graphics too much as this is what I'm used to and what I grew up with, but I'm open to improvements. Possible challenges for new players. Starting fresh can be tough for new players to catch up. The game heavily relies on obtaining Jewel of Bless to be able to progress in the game, and it's quite difficult to obtain these in the early parts of the game. It gets a little easier after level 400 plus as there are more mobs in the map. Many of the beginner maps are crowded with high level players farming in the hotspots. One thing I think Websen should introduce is improved quests with jewels as rewards. There are a couple of quests that provide jewels for completing quests, but I think more should be included to help new players with a fresh start and rewards them for their active play. So who should play Mu Online? Mu Online is ideal for long-time fans looking to relive the glory days or for players who enjoy grind-heavy games with a dedicated community. It's not for everyone, especially if you're looking for cutting-edge graphics or a more casual experience. For me, I'm tired of the new games that have been released and found returning to Mu Online a nice balance of being able to play a familiar game but still not take up so much of my family time. Also, it's a great low-spec game for my outdated computer. So, should you play this year? If you're a fan of old-school MMORPGs, it's definitely worth checking out. But for new players, it's important to know what you're getting into. The game has its charm, but also comes with challenges. Ultimately, the decision is yours. What do you think about Mu Online? Are you planning to play? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more Mu Online content, and check out my other videos for guides and tips like the top 5 maps video for level 1 to 400. And I'll catch you in the next one.